Oh, well, I'm sort of a jack of all trades and master of none. I studied marketing and out of economics. And marketing, I found, was just really, you're looking at why people do things and why they don't. And I loved it. And it sort of led me down into various jobs. But I also loved playing certain games, particularly chess. And way back in the 70s, I just suddenly got the notion of people were afraid of chess. It was a mental abstract egghead game, 4.5 hours of silence. So I said, I'll look for something a lot less complicated, but still with the same challenge. And of course, research in those days was going off to the games shops. Every one of them looking at all the games, and then there were no really research magazines either. So in the end I said there's nothing except Victorian games of snakes and ladders and such, all with dice. So I said I'll invent one. And it was actually on a flight back from London that the idea of having a cog as the main playing piece came to my mind. And that just created the idea of a different game. Because now you don't take pieces off the board. You actually use your opponent's pieces in your own attack. So suddenly I had played the game about 5 or 6 times in my head and couldn't wait to land. I then got home and out in the garden at home, started working out all the debugging it from what if this happens, what if this happens, what if this happens. And then I was ready to try and make a wooden version of it, because I chose wood because I can do a lot with wood. I like wood, love it. So I went and found a company that had gear cutting machinery. And I got a bar of wood, hardwood. And I said, look, I want you to cut gear teeth into the whole length of that, all the way around it. And then drill a hole down through the centre of it, which they did. And all I did was then part it all off. And I had my 16 gears. And then I put an arrow on one of them, and then an arrow on the other. And I used a nice little wooden varnish stain to get a dark wood and a light wood on my game. And then, of course, the posts that the gears had to turn on, I got, butchers used to use wooden skewers in those days. And they were just the right diameter. So I got the wooden skewers from a butcher, and I cut them all up, and I stuck them onto the board, and I had now I could really play test it. And it worked very, very well. So then I had to say, now look, I've invented a very good game, but where do I go from here?